Hello everyone, welcome to the first ever episode of ygopro. I'm here with myself this time. Maybe I'll invite a friend for like later episodes or just viewers if anyone is interested. Oh sorry, the mic. So anyway, today I'll be playing a trap-based deck with three of the center cards being Uriah, Inferno Tempest, and Imperial Custom. Now, how these episodes are going to work, I'm going to first explain a little about my deck, then I'm going to show you in practice how it works. Now with this deck, the duels can take a while, so it will probably just be one duel. I won't be playing match because that can take way too long. So yeah, just a basic overview of the strategy. Like you can see, it's just filled up with trap cards that can also be monsters. With a few exceptions like Solemn Wishes, a Fiendish Chain, Wall of Revealing Light, and Imperial Custom. Now you can see only 10 of the cards in this deck, so that's just a quarter of it, are non-trap cards. 2 times Uriah, Lord of Searing Flames, because he is a major supported by continuous trap cards, which they count as while in the graveyard. A Lava Golem, which works with this card, which I'll come into later. And Mask of Darkness, because it can retrieve traps from the graveyard. Seeing how that's 3/4 of my deck, it seems really useful to me. Now let's see, further I have Raigeki, which is purely in there just to destroy opponent's monsters. It's pretty basic, don't think it needs much explanation why it's in there, why it's so good. Now this card is one of the centerpieces of the deck, the Inferno Tempest card. Once you take 3000 or more damage from, let's say, Lava Golem, which has exactly that amount of attack, you can banish all monsters from both players' decks in graveyards. Now for my deck that would only mean these 6 monsters. The rest are spells and, well, this spell card, the 2 other Inferno Tempests I still don't have, and the rest are all counted as trap cards while they're still in my deck. So, like that, my opponent will lose probably a quarter of their deck. I'll only lose like 6 cards at most. So yeah, I'm gonna show how this deck works in practice now. I'm just gonna go online on ygopro EU. Just gonna go hosting. By the way, I have the sound disabled just because it's a pain in the ear. Like, not really during the duel, it's okay, but while you're waiting, oh my god, like rip your ears. So it shouldn't take too long for someone to join my duel. Usually it's like less than a minute. Sometimes you just start hosting and instantly someone joins. So yeah, the deck is called Trapped, of course, referring to the amount of trap cards, which is ridiculous. Now, look, there's my opponent. Now, let's hope he actually finishes the duel, otherwise I'll cut this out and just move on to a duel that actually finished. Now, if he rage quits after I've pretty much won, I'm also going to keep it in, because it actually happened once. Once a player rage quit while playing against me. So, first off, I'm not going to use every spell and trap card. I'm going to leave this one Solemn Wishes in my hand. This is mainly to prevent myself from being in any kind of situation where I can literally do nothing. Of course, one of the first things I want to activate is Solemn Wishes, so regain life points and maybe bait him into destroying it. It's always good to throw down a little bait for your opponents. That's just general strat. Just don't throw in like your best cards right away. But I am actually going to start out with the Earthen, with this card, the Earthen Spider statue, and actually the Statue of Anguish pattern is like strange. On the card image it says Earthen Spider statue, but in reality it's called different. I don't get it. Now I'm going to activate the Tiki Curse. Oh, he's responding. It seems he can chain. Now, of course, we have to pay attention to these gray bars because they show our time each turn. If it's empty, you lose. It's just to prevent people from going AFK while playing, which, of course, could be a pain if you're playing online. If you're just stuck in an eternal duel, which you have to surrender because, oh, he figured it out. It doesn't matter, its effect is negated, so And it won't be sent to my graveyard, so it's pointless to activate that one now. Fine, I'll just set my second Tiki Curse. That's the fun thing about this deck. I can easily replace my monsters, because they're not that strong. Now, of course, you can upgrade this deck with cards like Cat of Ill Omen, which can put any trap card on the top of your deck. But I just chose to not put him in. I didn't feel like he was necessary, mostly. But my opponent probably figured out my deck is going to be full of these kind of cards, especially after playing the Statue of Anguish. Yes, I would like to activate Tiki Soul. And I'll activate Tiki Curse just for good measure. When this card sent to graveyard, add one Sea Serpent type monster. Yeah, this deck is pretty tricky. However, I think the tricks in my deck can stand up to it easily. So he has to now choose whether to let me set my card back or to destroy his own card thanks to the Tiki combination. This is a pretty powerful combo. At least it can be if you're playing it right. If you're playing this deck just right, you can really reap rewards out of it easily. Your opponent will be constantly trying to face down against each new monster. And thanks to Tiki Soul you can easily recycle them. And thanks to Tiki Curse you can prevent them from attacking too hastily. This creates a nice deadlock, I think. Now, Imperial Custom, normally I would set it, but I feel like I should wait a little bit. But then again, I'm an impatient asshole, so... let's see, I want to get rid of his monster. I think the best way to do that is make him battle the Anguished Pattern thing. And thanks to Tiki Soul, I can just recycle it. Like this, I make him stand completely open. I honestly never even tried that strat, but yeah, it's not really a strat. It's kind of obvious to know if you're playing both Tiki Soul and Tiki Curse to know how they work and how they combine. Like, this makes any trap deck really a force to be reckoned with. I'll be honest, without these cards, I would probably be in trouble. These cards are pretty powerful. This one's pretty powerful. The Metal Reflex line, which is also in this deck, which has 3000 defense points, can set up an instant barrier. Because a lot of monsters are kept at 3000. I admit there are a lot of monsters that are stronger, but the opponent just happens to have to play one of those. Usually they're a bit harder to summon. Remember, I said usually, not always. And he's still in the dilemma here. Hold on, I want to read his Atlantean Tridon. Special summon one Poseidon, the Atlantean. Ooh, that's a painful one. Maybe my monster's weaker and summoned his own powerhouse. But he's still stuck in the dilemma I created. Especially now, because if he destroys Tiki Curse, I'll set it again and he'll sacrifice his own monster. Now, you need to know that Imperial Custom can protect continuous trap cards. However, it doesn't say that they're only protected against card effects. In normal cases, that would not matter. Why would you play these? This guy's, I don't think, the best player in the world. He did not realize my card was, in fact, a something else than a thing. Than a spell card. It's a continuous trap, so it's usually safe from those kind of cards. But now, let's try throwing in the powerhouse of this deck, which is Uriah. Now scene. This card gains 1000 attack for each continuous trap card in the graveyard, which can be up to 30,000 attack. And once per turn, it can target one set spell or trap card an opponent control and destroy it. I've even forgot about that part. Now, the fact that I just literally wiped him in one turn using one monster, I completely decimated his life points. I think I'm gonna do another round because it's only 10 minutes. Now I'm waiting for what he's gonna do, because he's probably stuck himself. Honestly, I figured that he would be stuck in a corner. See how he tried to play D-Spell on a trap card, which he should have known it was a trap card. I'm not expecting a whole big comeback from him. Exactive fire. Wait, when discard 2 ring. From your opponent's hand. Well, my hand's already empty, so I was pretty safe. And then I get the Irvin. If it leaves the feet. Oh fuck, I forgot to activate its ability. I sure as hell hope it doesn't come back to bite me. Ah, this comes back to bite me. Only 800 damage. Oh, and he gets the attack as well. Okay, so remember to never be too stupid and hasty. Okay, now this card can be really useful right now. Because of course after I activate this card and summon it, it would be really nice. Now let's make sure he doesn't have a battle phase next turn. Don't want him to turn this duel around after all. I want to keep him on the defensive while I go in the offense. Well, I keep going in the offense and strong. Did he seriously? He gave up. He pretty much gave up at this point. I have to say, this card is destroyed by battle whittle. Cannot be destroyed by battle, but it still means you take damage, you noob. So like that I win, and tell me if I should. I'm not gonna request a rematch from him because he is clearly not that skilled. I like facing the more skilled opponents, just because you know what? It puts my deck more to the test. I would like myself to be just brought through the ringer pretty much, just completely decimated. That's how I want to see my opponents can do. Because that means that my deck actually has a weak point, which I can, of course, besides the obvious of Jinzo and Royal Decree, which are clear weak points in this deck. Okay, so he's playing Black Wings, which is interesting. I drew one of my worst cards, the Embodiment of Apopis. I had to put this in because there are just a limited amount of traps that can actually be treated as monsters. Now, of course, I can never attack on the first turn, basically, because my only monsters are Lava Golem, Uriah, and Mask of Darkness. I can attack with Mask of Darkness, but let's be honest, I don't want to. So let's see, I have to choose which ones I'm gonna set. I always want to have my Solemn Wishes active. I guess I'm gonna go for these three, and I'm gonna keep Raigeki for later. simply because it's a very, very powerful card. Ooh, with this he can early on destroy Imperial Custom, which I have to say is a pretty big deal in this deck. With pretty big, I mean the biggest, pretty much. The biggest deal in my deck is Imperial Custom, because it can stall me an eternity. I'm not joking, it can stall an eternity. All my continuous trap cards will pretty much be invulnerable. And I'm gonna tell you, most decks would have trouble facing that, of course, until they draw Mystical Space Typhoon and destroy Imperial Custom. But still, it is a pain to face. It would take at least a little bit of skill in order to get past the whole immortality for continuous trap monsters. For any trap monster, basically. Yeah, now it's the time to spring Imperial Custom on. Now that he thinks that his strategy is secure. And tries to destroy one of my trap monsters. I would say he surrendered. Yes, let's rematch. Is he blaming his hand? He's blaming his hand, probably. Or blaming my hand for being too good. There are always two possibilities to this. Now my hand is I have not had a terrible hand with this deck yet. So this is the last round I'll do unless he surrenders quickly, and then honestly, I'm doubting this guy's skill as well, because honestly, he surrendered once he saw Imperial Custom. It's not really usual, because usually people realize that Custom even has a weakness. That the fact that it cannot protect itself. Of course, if it could, it would directly be banned. For obvious reasons. Now, usually I like it when I can play Inferno Tempest, because then I can just imagine my opponents being like, fuck! That is so good. Let's set the Tiki cards in Zoma. I feel like he has Icarus attack again. No! No! Oh my god, Delta Crow anti-reverse. It's very powerful, like you can see, against this deck. That's full of traps. Remember, my deck consists only 3/4 out of trap cards. So a card like this in the first turn can completely decimate me. Delta Crow anti-reverse. Oh, okay, that was a waste of a card. Though he did deal me a lot of damage, I would not recommend playing such a powerful card right off the bat. I'm gonna set all my cards again, because honestly, if he has another Delta Crow, I'll be fucked anyway. Oh, he's gonna destroy one. Okay, it was just Gear Golem, the Stronghold. I'm very used to for some reason I don't want to call him Gear Golem, because well, he did look like he had a lot of gears. I have to activate Gear Golem because the Stronghold, fuck. Okay, so maybe he's better than I thought. I'll have to admit that much. This is either that or my hands or he was really, really lucky that first turn. I'll have to let him hit me with that one if I want to get rid of that monster. Next turn. Oh, I do have to activate him. What is his face now that he has to continuously think? Solemn warning? Oh, I hope I need Raigeki right now, otherwise I lose. Or Metal Reflect Slime, or the Anguished Patterns. Oh, I do Metal Reflect Slime. If he can get rid of it instantly, it's terrible to face. It is a freaking slime with 3000 defensible. All he could do was set a card. I can already imagine being the battle phase he's going in. Now, of course, that's cancelled because I activated the card as reaction, but 3000 defense, I feel pretty safe. And my phone just went off. Professional. Why is he going into the battle phase? None of his monsters can possibly stand up to the Metal Reflect Slime. Oh, I drew a second one, that's nice though. Okay, you can't train it, that's clear. So it's not again another Delta Crow. I have to check my phone though. Let's see. Oh yeah. Now he's not gonna lock like this because clearly he activated it in the hope he would get rid of it permanently. But then it appears again and you know you're like, dude, how many of these do you have? And oh, I can activate this now. I better not set it because I can't take 3000 damage anymore. I need to wait a while with Solemn Warning active and all before I can counter with that again. Be gone, Knave? No, I don't want to set it yet because honestly, if he starts dealing damage, I'll be fucked. Like, okay, this guy is now giving me like a tough time, but that's... Oh, this card cannot be destroyed by spell/trap effects. Oh, but he's synchro summoning for this one. No! That is so strong! Well, I feel like I have to prove my deck can win against this deck. I'll take him on one more time. Match duel. We'll make this a match duel. First of two wins actually wins. 2 Tiki Curses, which is nice because it doesn't. Well, this card is. Destroy the monster after that. Honestly, 2 Tiki Souls and 2 Tiki Curses combined with. I forgot what it's called, but you needed to. The Temple of the King, I believe. Temple of the Kings. It's. I believe it's plural. If you can have that on the field, you pretty much have an unstoppable combination of cards. The cards will literally just screw up your opponent all the flippin' way. Like, then you can keep activating them, keep setting them, and keep destroying your opponent's monsters whenever they battle. Honestly, a little Stingray and Tiki Curse are already a pretty good combination. Usually like the... oh god, he keeps... damn. Okay, let's go. Tiki Curse, Tiki Curse, Tiki Soul, and Abyss Stingray. If things start going south, can always count on Lava Golem or on Metal Reflect Slime, which is still in my hand. He destroyed Tiki Soul, damn it. He has 2, oh no. Okay, he destroyed 1 Tiki Curse and Yes, it's Guild of Whirlwind. I was kind of hoping he would summon a second monster, just because I like playing Lava Golem. I'll be honest. I love doing it to my opponents, just continuously screwing them over like that. So by using Abyss Stingray in defense mode, he can't do shit. Basically like, no. My monsters, I decide when they die. He cannot be destroyed by battle, you smart ass. You can only stop effects. Oh no, wait, this applies. Luckily for me, this is an applying effect. Because it's continuous. It's always indestructible by battle. It only counts as activating if it needs a specific scenario. Let me give you a little present. A special from me to you, good friend. Lava Golem, which within a deck that can stall for a long time is really strong. I could, but ah shit! I should have activated Solemn Wishes. I like that. I like to have this card because I do take a risk when I try to use Inferno Tempest. Because you know I take 3,000 damage just to activate one card. I purposely have to make my opponents attack me for 3,000. I don't think there's anything worth saving in my graveyard yet. Like no Metal Reflex line, just Tiki Soul and Tiki Curse. Honestly, I could have the double Tiki Soul, Tiki Curse. But I don't feel like I need it right now, so I'm just gonna lay off for now. Inferno Tempest. Now, I can tell you right now, any deck that has to face Inferno Tempest is usually fucked. Like most decks do not have a counter for losing every monster. Like each and every one is just gone. To it I can make sure he attacks the monster I want him to attack. Like I want him to attack Metal Reflex Slam after I switch it to attack mode, but it is really hard sometimes to convince your opponent to do what you want. Smart, he negated its ability. Realize that tie-in defense mode means nothing. Right, I hope he realizes this. Because that's kind of beginner's knowledge. Now, let's see how he responds to the most obvious trap in existence. Now, clearly, it's stupid for me to switch my monster to attack mode. There's no clear logical plan in here. It is just a pathetic attacking monster. Now, what I'm hoping is that he attacks with Lava Golem to deal me the 3,000 damage at once. Because otherwise I have to take 1,800 on top of that. That's why I find Solemn Warning Wishes in this situation really useful. So like you see, this deck is pretty well made. It has a big chance of victory. Especially after you activate Inferno Tempest, your opponent is just chanceless. Is he seriously about to take this bait? Now, of course, I can't do anything against this. This I'll have to let happen. But now, I can play Inferno Tempest because they boosted this monster. Now I lost 4 monsters. He lost 23, leaving his deck with only 18 cards. He had only 2 monsters, one of which is mine. Let's play the dynamic duo in attack mode. Destroy Lava Golem or let me recycle. Does he care about the planet or about my monster? He does not care about the planet. He cares about getting rid of my monsters permanently. Yeah, how sad. This happens sometimes, yeah. And the fun thing is he has no way to counter. I can tell right now he has nothing that can actually. I might as well activate this because he has 1 monster and that's it. I just destroyed his last monster. I don't want to set this now because I need attacking force, not defending. He could play a trap, I guess. Don't see what it would do. How that could change the situation to be any less grim. Now usually I like to have Uriah in my hand before I do that, so I can have like, yes, my ultimate monster just appears after you're fucked. But okay, well, he has 1 face down left. I have Mask of Dark and Solemn Wishes on my field, Metal Reflex Line in my hand, and about every card in my graveyard I could possibly need. I'll flip summon him to get back Tiki's soul. And I'm guessing he's desperately trying to hang on to his last cards he had. He's not gonna win though. My deck is built to not have any monsters in it, to be able to win without using a monster. Only Lava Golem to support that tactic. I win. I win the match, bitch. Now, except for the bad hands, the second round, it went terrific actually, yeah. Didn't draw Wall of Winning Light, which is also a nice card. That's also one of the reasons I have Solemn Wishes, again, to recover life points quickly, because you can actually run out with this deck. Now guys, hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Don't forget to comment down below what kind of deck I should try and make next, and comment down below if you want to join me for one of these rounds. Of course, if I'm going to play against you, I'm not going to tell you what kind of deck I'm using, or tell me if I should use this deck again against a guest of any kind. So guys, hope you enjoyed. Be sure to leave a like if you did, and see you all next time. Bye bye.